Good morning and welcome back to BIFA TV, your daily dose of industry information. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the true financial impact of freight crime, and Robert is here to tell us some more information. Firstly, good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Okay, it's a pleasure as always, Natalie.
So, today we're going to be talking about freight crime.
Yes,
Why today?
because it's something that's in the news so much. Certainly in the work I do, and members are being suffering from crime in many different aspects, and the most probably visible is actually the theft of goods. So that's why we're here today to talk about it. And of course, we have signed up with NAVSIS to help promote their work, and so this is just something to bring it home to members. You know how much this crime actually can cost.
Sure. And part of this is about underreporting as well. So, can you give us some examples of where some underreporting has occurred?
Yes, we were at a conference recently, and there was a specialist loss adjuster and also a insurance fraud investigator, and they ran through some cases. And when they were talking, it was quite clear that um, not all crimes were being reported, and also they were being very significantly underreported in a financial sense. And so, this is one thing we want to bring home because the police aren't going to take this as seriously as they should do until such time as the crime reporting is accurate. And of course, this does tie up with the Freight Crime Act, which we've been supporting. It should have its second reading in the House of Commons on the 31st of October.
Sure. So, what can be done to remedy the situation?
And I think we have to look at the values and think about getting things right. And we've got three items here, all of which are thief attractive. And these highlight the difference between what the value is whilst on the truck and what the value is later in the supply chain. So we have a bottle of red wine, landed price from Italy, probably £2.50, £3. Retail price in the shop £8.50 to £9. Personal favourite of mine, the tobacco. Um, that retails at £25 for a tin, 50 grams. Um, Landed price probably about a fiver. You'll have to tell me what the cost of the perfume is for a retail viewpoint. Um, but from what the fraud investigator was saying, the landed price in the United Kingdom of that is about £8 to £10, no
Yeah.
more than that. Okay. Obviously, it sells in the shops for a lot more. Um, so this is it, and one of the problems is the value that's re- reported as of the value on the truck isn't actually really the end value. One of the problems is that the person who's usually suffered the crime is the driver.
Yeah.
He may not have access to um, the value of the goods, um, and actually, in many cases, we know the crime actually isn't reported. And certainly, the thing that was highlighted to us is that drivers will often report, if they report at all, um, that it was £100 theft, and that's obviously massively undervaluing that.
Sure.
I mean, there's probably £100 just sitting there. So if you've lost, a few cases of wine or tobacco or anything, it is quite difficult. Now, also, those are all excisable goods.
Yeah.
And the thing with excisable goods is that under excise regulation, the duty and tax is still taken because it's deemed to have been put on the market. So that then builds up into the actual cost through the insurance claim. Um, and that's really the problem, underreporting both in incidents reported and values.
So, as well as ensuring that there's accurate reporting available, what else can our members do to combat this?
Well, I think there's a variety of things. You're quite correct, accurate reporting. Um, and I actually didn't know that you can amend a crime report.
Okay,
So if you go onto the websites of most constabularies, there is a method to maybe make the initial um, crime report, but then to amend it to a more accurate figure. And I think under the Freight Crime Bill, that's an important thing to do. I mean, basically, it is threefold, isn't it? We've discussed the accurate reporting. We have to have a process in place. You'd be amazed the number of companies that don't have a a process in place to report this. And also, it's important to liaise with both the clients and any insurers. Get all the accurate information. Things like the freight crime report, where it happened, um, what time, things like was there any closed circuit TV um, being reported, because actually insurers, if the crime is big enough, will actually look into it for themselves.
sure.
Okay,
Yeah. Robert, that's sound advice for us to end on. So thank you for joining us this morning.
my pleasure. Thank you very much for your time, Natalie.
Further information and episodes on this topic will be released in due course, so stay tuned for further updates. That's all for today's episode of BIFA TV, your daily dose of industry information.